Because these are professionals.
Yeah, these are professionals.
These aren't, and they're being treated like minimum wage workers, and I don't think they're at that level. I think they have a higher, I'll just go ahead and say it, I think they have a higher intelligence than somebody just working in fast food.
Well,
And, I probably just made somebody mad, but if you're 50 years old and you're still working at fast food, I think the decisions that you made in your life probably weren't the best. Or you just got put in a state in your life and you're struggling.
yeah.
That's a different story.
What's going on?
What's
Welcome back.
up?
Aha!
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. That wasn't planned. That was the most ridiculous sounding thing ever. But
We got some
Cody and James back again today. We got some kind of interesting stuff today to do.
cool stuff and some really frustrating things to talk about.
Yeah. We got our baseball today.
Now, so we got our vintage pack opening again.
Yeah, we got our
I
pack
think we're going
opening
to
coming
continue
today.
with that theme.
Yeah, because it did well. Our video did well. So
Better than all of our other videos.
Yeah.
So I just want to continue with a vintage theme. Kind of like a throwback type stuff.
Yep.
But last day to do this. You want to mention the announcement?
last day for the announcement. I know Cody. I can't even say your name. Cody. I guess Cody was getting tired of it.
We got one random.
Yeah, we got
person
another
playing.
random person to do it. It's our March Madness Bracket Challenge. This is your last chance. It's our last time today is when we're going to make the announcement because it ends at midnight tonight.
Now we do want to mention if you see other people in the group that have not commented, it's because on ESPN you can't make the group private.
Yeah, you can't make it private, so.
But we're keeping track of the names.
Yeah, I'll remember everybody. We
Um,
don't have too many people, so.
Which I hate.
Yeah,
But I mean that's.
but I mean, this is the last day for our announcement. Go to our March Madness. I can't speak today. March Madness bracket announcement video. Comment on it. Tell us you want to be in the contest. You have a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. And if you comment on there, I'll get with you. I'll just comment on your comment, and I'll just post the link to the group.
Yeah, and the way you win is that you finish better than
Everybody else.
Everybody else.
We
Our
can't,
brackets
so
don't
even
count.
even if we're first, it doesn't matter.
There'll be one in there that says Cody and James, and there's
Yeah.
one that says Common Sense Sports. The Common Sense Sports obviously is ours, and then we have our own just to see how we would do individually.
Okay, is that how we're going to do it?
That's what you
Okay,
did anyway,
that's
isn't
fine.
it?
Well, yeah. Well, I made ours called Cody and James, the one we were doing, but I can rename it to Common Sense Sports. It doesn't matter either way. But
Yeah, just rename it to.
you'll have one
that
that'll
way
say
people-
Common Sense Sports. It'll be ours together, and then we'll each do our own individual thing.
And then if you finish above everybody else,
Yeah, you win.
not including us,
Yeah, not including us. You win.
you win the
gift
card. So somebody wins it. Now I think that was it for our announcements.
Yeah, that was it for the announcements. We do have a comment during the pack opening, but we're not doing that yet.
Right.
So
With no shout outs.
no shout outs
Okay,
today.
so
No.
we got you want to go into it?
Yeah, so our first segment today, it's about, well, okay, we added one thing in because it happened this morning, but
Mhm.
the first part of this is going to be about minor league contracts, benefits, transportation, living conditions.
Because we've been
They're
talking.
trying to improve it in minor league baseball.
We've been talking about pay and
Yeah.
things like that here recently, free agency trades. So we kind of want to stick with that theme a little bit here in this segment
Yep.
and kind of go along with how players are treated and their
Yeah.
contracts and money, just like you just said. But
You know, each organization controls the pay for the minor leagues. So
Mhm.
I'm assuming Major League Baseball wants to step in and make kind of like a baseline for it.
because the contract is running out soon, right?
Yeah, 20, what was it, what did we say?
September 2020.
2020, yeah.
Mhm.
The collective bargaining agreement is running out.
Right.
So they're talking about doing a new deal then. What else? They're wanting to increase or wanting to make the facilities a lot better, clubhouses, things like that.
Well, the problem is, and you were getting into it, the single A contracts are what,
Yeah, the minimum could be as low as $1,100
$1,100 a month,
and that's
I think that-
before
yeah.
taxes and they have a clubhouse fee that they have to pay.
So if you think about it, players are making less than $12,000 a month, and
A year.
they might be living in an apartment.
Yeah,
with-
they say that on here. They say that some of them are living in a 2-bedroom apartment. 6 guys living in a 2-bedroom apartment.
And if you look at AAA, it only goes up to $2,150 before, so it's
Yeah.
only just above, or actually not even above.
Yeah.
It's right below $1,000 more.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I think they're wanting to improve living conditions, like you said.
They
want to improve transportation, because a lot of these players, I think, work a little bit harder than, and I'm gonna make somebody mad, but I don't really care. I think they have a harder job than fast food workers. A little bit more of an important job. Because if you think about it,
No, it's definitely more physical, regardless
that's
of
what I
anything
mean.
else.
It's more physical. You have probably a larger workload. Now, in fast food, you have long shifts. Yeah, you're trying to get the food out over and over and over and over. And over. I understand. But I don't think the work is as important or is as demanding as
I guess demanding would probably be the better word.
baseball.
And you know what started this is Toronto recently, the Blue Jays.
Because these are professionals.
Yeah, these are professionals. This is what they're doing
These
for a living.
aren't, and they're being treated like minimum wage workers, and I don't think they're at that level. I think they have a higher, I'll just go ahead and say it, I think they have a higher intelligence than somebody just working in fast food.
Well,
And, I probably just made somebody mad, but if you're 50 years old and you're still working at fast food, I think the decisions that you made in your life probably weren't the best. Or you just got put in a state in your life and you're struggling.
yeah.
That's a different story. But to me, if you made mistakes in your life and you're still working fast food and you want a $15 million minimum wage, well, those jobs aren't for you. They're for high school kids, and they're for people who just can't find anything else.
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to be working those jobs if you're 50 years old.
If you're trying to make a career out of something.
It's not a career type job.
Unless you're a manager. Unless
Well,
you get
managers don't count. I'm talking about somebody that's just like flipping burgers for the rest of their life. And that, I'm gonna make somebody mad. That so be it. It's the truth. People can. The difference is, me and you don't get upset if somebody calls us that, because we don't care. It's somebody else's opinion.
Yeah.
If somebody gets mad at us for saying that, it's your opinion. Leave it in the comment section. What the comment section
Yeah.
is for.
Yeah.
If you disagree with it, we welcome a discussion.
Heck,
We'll debate it with
I'll
you.
take a comment. It doesn't bother me.
If it's derogatory, we'll ignore it. But you have your full right to disagree, and you can change my mind. You can say, look, this is what I go through. This is what I have to do. And I'll say, well, maybe that changes my mind. But at this point, it doesn't really seem to change my mind, because when I look at this, $7.25 minimum wage for somebody who gets up and trains their entire life, all day long, rarely gets a break, and all they do is baseball, working out their bodies, training regimen. I don't necessarily agree with this comment. Adrian Peterson compared professional football to, modern day slavery. I think that was a poor
Yeah,
choice of words.
I don't remember slaves making millions of dollars.
But I think what he was getting, I hope this is what he was getting at. I hope that he was saying all they do is wake up and train and train and train and train and train, and it's not like free movement.
True.
They have people that control their everyday aspect.
True. They do have people that can control where they have to live if they get traded.
And how they work out and what they
I hope
go
that's
through.
what he meant by it. 'Cause
And
if he meant it the other way, then
I think that's what it was, and I think sometimes the media takes certain things out of context. Now, I still think the comment was a little
it's
ridiculous,
stupid.
because you're still a professional athlete. I mean, people who were treated poorly in society were never
Yeah.
professional
Yeah.
athletes. You talk about the Negro Leagues; those people were treated poorly, but eventually they won their freedom and rights and stuff like that. So,
Some of the other things. Oh yeah, like I was saying, Toronto increased the wages of their minor leaguers by 50%.
and that still didn't
Those
help.
guys are still making less than $12,000 a year.
It still didn't help. I mean, and you can argue that single A, yeah, they're going to be paid bad, because they're not even really considered to be even part. They can't even really be in a 40-man team.
My biggest thing I think my biggest part of this is that they need to increase the facilities and the transportation a lot.
Now, there was a rule that we discussed where they were going to increase their roster size to 26-man rosters.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily disagree with that rule, just thinking about it, because you could always use that fourth man. 3 men on the bench, when you platoon somebody, talking about a starting lineup,
Yeah.
talking about people you bring in, because I don't consider pitchers or relievers in this, because they make up that 25-man roster.
Yeah.
I'm talking about field players who are on the bench. there's usually always 3 men on the bench, I think, unless you bring an extra reliever in, if that's just your makeup of the team.
Yeah.
Or an extra pitcher. I don't really see teams doing that. Usually see
No,
five pitchers.
5 starting pitchers.
But sometimes you even see 4. I don't know. But I'm talking about sometimes it's a struggle with 3 men, just fitness and fatigue.
Yep.
And bringing
Especially
in
because
players.
the season's so long and they play so many games.
Because if you think about it, if you have a backup outfielder who can play all 3 positions, okay, fine. Designated hitter kind of makes up for that stamina.
Yeah.
And fatigue, because they can just hit every day.
Yep.
But that's in the, correct me if I'm wrong, American League.
Yeah.
I
American League.
was pretty sure I was right, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot and say that. But
American League.
But then you get to the National League and you have players, pitchers and stuff like that going in and hitting, so you have a little bit more fatigue in that. To me, 26 man I don't disagree with because you bring in that extra player who can make up for that.
Yeah, that's not too many.
But the $7.25 minimum wage to me for somebody who plays professional baseball is a little too low. And I agree with the MLB trying to step in because Congress. You wrote down something.
I wrote this down and I didn't quite understand it. 'Cause it didn't fully go into it. The way they wrote it like I should know what it meant, but I didn't really know what it meant. I just wrote it down because it seemed like an important point. I guess Congress in the spring, like last spring, did something. I don't know if it was in a spending bill or I'm not 100% sure what it was in, but it exempted. It made teams where they can't play, where they can't pay. I'm assuming it's minor leaguers because they're not. They're like considered semi-pro, I guess, so they're not professional.
This is just weird though. Overtime.
Yeah,
I don't know
overtime.
what they consider
I don't
overtime.
quite understand what they consider overtime in baseball. I don't know if that means like extra practice sessions or if that means like.
Well, it said 40 hours a week, and to me,
I don't know. That was a weird thing. I don't understand what they meant.
it can't be training segments because that's just practice.
Yeah.
I would assume games. So I would assume that if they go into extra innings, that they can't be. But to me, that's
But they're
stupid.
salaried. I don't.
That doesn't make any sense.
I need to study that more before I say anything on it because I don't 100% know what that means.
I would think working in the clubhouse or something. I don't know. I don't understand what
I don't quite
overtime
understand
would
what
be
that means.
considered.
But that was the exact quote that they used.
But anyway, it goes into how little they're paid. They can be paid $7.25 a minimum wage.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting at.
Yeah.
And we start getting into money and contracts and things like that. We wanted to mention this.
Yep.
Mike Trout.
It happened this morning.
Mike Trout close to, and it does go along with this.
Yeah.
And you can agree or disagree with it. Mike Trout close to finalizing a 12-year, $430 million contract.
So obviously that would be the biggest contract of all time.
And it beats Bryce Harper. It beats.
Beats Bryce Harper by a lot, really.
And it beats Manny Machado. Manny Machado was first. Then Bryce Harper came in.
Yep.
And then Mike Trout.
Which they did, after Bryce Harper got signed, they expected this. Now they didn't know if he would re-sign with the Angels or if he would go to Philly with Bryce Harper.
Well, here's my only thing. Here's my concern. If players are competing with one another and how much money they make, then they're playing baseball for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, you have a right to be paid as much as you think that you're worth.
True.
And you have a right to negotiate those contracts. There were comments that I read this morning that were just absolutely idiotic and stupid. There were a couple women and men that were getting on social media saying, "Look, he's being paid too much. This is despicable because there are people in the world that are making nothing." Well, okay. Well, for one, he's the #1 baseball player in the world. That's one. So he's going to be paid more than everybody else. Two, it's not up to Mike Trout to feel sorry for everybody in the world and to say, "Look, I'm not going to get paid at all, or at least this much," and because there are people who have less than me. Look, people, there are always going to be people that have more than you. Me and you don't make a lot of money right now. As a matter of fact, everything that we make right now is going into our business.
Yeah.
I'm not going to open the door right here and scream and yell at people who have a better job than me and say, "How dare you make more money than me?" They worked different, they took a different path in life, and if they became more successful than me, then I applaud them, that because we live in a society where you were able to go out and live and make your own money based on your own work. Are there corporations and people in society that are bad? Yes. But there are evil people throughout the entire world.
The comments I saw were people saying things like, "I wouldn't take that contract."
BS.
I don't believe it. It's not true. You're lying. And then there was another one that talked about how they were talking about people that needed things. Well, why would you not take the contract and then help those people?
Mike Trout does community work.
If you deny the contract, where do you think the money's going to go? It's not going to go to help those people. It's going to go to somebody else.
It goes back into the baseball organization.
Take the money and help people. That's one of the reasons I want to make a lot of money, because I want to be able to give back to charities and I want to be able to help people. And then her comment, she said, "Well, some charities take a cut, like a big chunk of it." Well, then figure out which ones are the best, or start your own.
And we're not going to mention the name. I think it's the first time James actually got mad. But you know,
it was just a random person on Twitter, but it's
because it's stupidity.
It's dumb.
And somebody saying that they wouldn't take the money, for one, you're an idiot and you're lying. You could take the money and do whatever you want with it.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that you would turn down $430 million.
It was somebody just looking to get on social media, trying to cause problems, and trying to act like they're some, what do you call them, holier than thou people?
Yes.
Thinking they're above and better than everybody else. Look, just because you make a bunch of money doesn't make you better than somebody, and just because you make a bunch of money doesn't mean you look down on other people.
You know what? I have one more thing to add to that. It's almost more selfish to turn down the contract, because then you're doing it just for your own personal, your own personal way and how you feel, instead of taking the money and going and helping people. People can say what they want about that comment, but that's what I think.
If you disagree with it, look, get a purse and put $50,000 in it at a time and just toss it to a homeless man or a homeless woman. Just toss it to them. Actually, I've never seen a homeless. I've seen one homeless woman. That's weird. But just toss it to a homeless person. Just give it to them.
Throwing money out to people does not help their lives. It doesn't make them better.
They don't have to report it on their taxes. I don't think you have to report until it's like $140,000. I think up to $14,000. You don't have to report it. But even still, the IRS probably isn't going to come after a homeless person because they're not really. There's no way they can track it.
No. Where are they going to look? They don't have any home address.
It would probably come off of the person that made the money. It's probably who would have to report it. But you're throwing just go give it to somebody. You're not better than somebody else because you deny money, and that's what she was acting like.
Yeah.
She acted like, I'm better than you because I'm denying this money. Look at Mike Trout. He's making this money. Oh, well, I'm going to take this opportunity to get mad and get upset because I don't make as much as he does.
That's what it comes down to.
And I'm a little brat, and he gets more than I do in life. That was my phone.
Okay.
He gets more than I do. So let me get on here and act like I'm better than Mike Trout.
It just, I don't know. It's just dumb. It's stupid.
But she's also probably...
She's looking for attention is what she's doing.
Well, we're giving it to her.
Yeah, we are. But you know what? I had to say something about it because
it's just stupid.
It makes me mad.
But that didn't even the dumbest thing that we're going to get into.
No.
That's just our first segment.
It's just our first segment. That's the end of this segment.
But we got anyway, guys.
This might be the first time I got like really mad.
Well, it's just dumb. We got our baseball card pack opening.
Yeah.
Coming up later.
Yeah.
We also we have our second segment that we're going to get into depending on which video you're watching.
Yeah, which video you're watching.
But I guess you want to go through the March Madness.
Yeah. Go to the March Madness bracket announcement video.
Today's the last day.
Today's the last day. Comment on that. Tell us you want in. You have a chance to win it. It's free. Matter of fact, I've been saying download the app. You don't even have to do that. I'll just send you the link and you click on the link and you can just do it from a web browser or whatever a computer or whatever.
Tonight at midnight. So you have until that clock switches over to 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. and then that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, comment on that if you want to have a chance to win that $25 Amazon gift card. I'll send you the link and then you can get in there and pick the games. The play-in games start today, which is kind of cool. So interested to see.
But those don't necessarily count.
No, those don't count towards we don't pick those. Those are just.
But anyway, guys, that's been it with Cody and James Common Sense Sports. Yep. Make sure to like, subscribe,
hit that notification bell,
leave us a comment,
ting,
and
ting the bell.
And we'll see you in the next video.
All right.